The things on here. LinkedIn. I don't know what's wrong with my LinkedIn. My boy Mike. Good to see you, my friend.
You too, man.
Always a pleasure. I am just blown away by what you can do. And today we're going to share it with my Roundup family. I'm excited about that. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. I'm looking forward to it as well.
Yeah. Roundupers, come on in. Comes on in. We'll get you all in here as we hang out with my boy Mike over at Fund and Grow. Everybody get logged in. Roundup family, my real estate Roundup homies. Thank you for joining me. We would be nothing. I mean, I would literally be nothing without you. Roundupers, don't forget, later this week, I'm going to be doing my land trust master class for you. I'm going to show you how to stop buying houses in your name or your company name. If you're buying houses in your company name, I'm going to come get you. I'm going to come get you. Please stop doing that. So that's going to be my land trust masterclass on Thursday. But today, Monday Masters, got my boy Mike back in the building. Mike Banks is with Fund and Grow. He's done some amazing things for my real estate Roundup family. It's just blowing my mind. You know, my mission and my ministry is to raise your financial literacy through real estate investing and entrepreneurship. And doing that, I get to not only meet, but I get to actually bring you different people that I have met in my travels. And a winner, somebody that is really walking the walk, talking it, but now walking it and backing it up by getting these lines of credit. Mike Banks, Fund and Grow. What's going on, my bro?
Not much, just staying busy. How you doing?
Good. You staying busy, man. I just found out I got another boy on the way, man. Who's busier?
I think you're busier then.
I mean,
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, my friend. Not another boy. I've got a boy. You know what? Me and my wife are reading books how to have a boy. I got 2 girls. So now we got my first son on the way. So
nice.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you, bro. Mike, give me a little background about you before we get to what you do. Give me background about how we get here today, my friend. Let's hit it.
Okay. Well, I've been with Fund and Grow for about 8.5 years now. I'm also a real estate investor. I'm in the middle of a rehab right now. I got a couple other deals under contract that I'm wholesaling. And before working with Fund and Grow, I was a part of a nutraceutical pharmaceutical company. And we would basically manufacture bodybuilding supplements, vitamins, Tylenol PMs, all different types of stuff. And I learned a lot about quality control, quality assurance, all that good stuff working with that company, and kind of brought a lot of that over to Fund and Grow. Mm-hmm. And so I've been here 8.5 years. When I started, there was a couple employees. Now we got about 40 employees.
Wow.
We just bought a new $1 million office building. Holy cow. We outgrew the one we're in. And we're on the Inc. 5000 list 4 years in a row. We got tons of positive reviews, like over 1,500 positive reviews. We do about $15 million a month in new credit lines that we establish. So we established $15 million worth of funding each month. I think we've done about $500,000 now for your group, mm-hmm. just in the first month or two that we've been doing this. So, yeah.
You're blowing me away, Mike. It's crazy. We talked about the numbers like a few weeks ago, and mm-hmm. now you got another 100,000 on top of that. I'm like, dude, you're amazing. I mean, it's truly unbelievable the stuff you can do. So give us the 40,000 foot view of what you offer, Mike. What is it that you offer people?
Okay. So we work with a lot of real estate investors, probably like 95% of our client base, real estate flippers, buy and hold investors, wholesalers, and we're a done-for-you service. And what we do in a nutshell is we set up business credit lines that do not show up on your personal credit report. They come with 0 interest for an average of 12 months. And you can send a wire transfer from the credit line to any contractor. It can be sent to a title company. So we have a lot of clients who, and me personally, are using the credit to basically fund the whole deal, fund the rehab, because you can send the wire transfer from the credit line to the title company. They put the money in escrow, and now you're a cash buyer. Now you're closing on off-market deals, getting a great discount as a cash buyer. That's kind of what we do in a nutshell. We also set up an entity for people if they don't have one. Like for me personally, I did multiple deals before I actually set up an entity. So if that's you, then we'll help you out with that as well. It's all this is included in our 12-month membership. It's a done for you service, and we typically build up to 150,000 in the first 2 weeks of working with us. That's what people can get up to 150, between 50 to 100 on average, in the first 2 weeks, and then over the 12-month membership, we repeat that process 3 times. So a lot of people will get 250,000. A lot of people will get more than that. And it's all going to be business credit that doesn't show up on your personal report, but you'll basically have cash access to it. We have some clients that use the money for down payments. Some clients, especially like on $100,000 deals and less, they'll just fund the deal, fund the rehab, and they'll be able to avoid hard money lenders, which in a lot of cases cost a lot of money for a hard money loan. And if you compare this, it costs you 2.5% to send a wire transfer from the credit line to the closing company versus, so 2.5% on 100,000 is $2,500 versus a hard money loan, which is going to cost you about 12,000 for 12% interest.
That's right.
It could even be more than that, 12% interest plus 3 points on the origination fee. So it could cost you 15,000 easily on a hard money loan.
That's right.
And with this, it's 0 interest for 12 months on average. Some are 15 months. And like I said, the wire transfer is 2.5. So you're looking at $2,500 versus 15,000. Not to mention, if you're a beginner or not, either way, you got to get the hard money lender to approve the deal. And they're not always going to approve. And they probably wouldn't have approved the deal that I'm in the middle of, that I'm almost done rehabbing right now.
Why you say that, Mike?
Because I didn't get it it wasn't the best price, and the house needed a decent amount of work. So I don't know if there was enough meat on the bone
for them. Usually it's to cover them. Yeah, it's usually you need enough meat to cover them.
Exactly. So I'm able to still make 30, 35 on it. But if there was a hard money lender involved, I'd be making a lot less, and they might not even approve it because it would be kind of a risky deal for them. So you get more deals done that way. You don't have to worry about, asking other people, which is, I'm not against that at all. I'm all for using other people's money, but I like to have access to everything that I can possibly have access to, especially when it comes to funding.
That's absolutely right. I'm thinking, I know Ron LeGrand says, whenever you got the number one, you're in trouble. You're in trouble.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Ron's actually one of our affiliates as well.
Oh, okay, nice. Roundup family, I've negotiated some discounts for you. You got to stay on here and hang out with me and Mike just for a few more minutes. We're going to send you to a link where you're going to get a $500 discount. Mike has negotiated that for my real estate Roundup family. And also get your questions answered. Get it answered. Are you the C? What are you? The CO?
Oh, yeah, COO.
COO. Get your questions answered right here from the man that is helping underwrite these loans. Mike, why can't we just do this on our own? I'm just like, Mike, why do I need you? I just call a bank and get my own business line of credit.
Yeah, well, that comes up a lot. And we have relationships with each bank that we work with. So every time we submit an application, we make sure it's manually reviewed by our contacts at each bank. And we make sure that you're not just approved with a small amount. A lot of times we have clients like with 750 scores, they go and they try to get this type of credit on their own, and they get denied, or they get, a $2,000 or $5,000 approval. And they got that with one bank. And that's about the extent of it. So it's hard to get approved at a large amount, high limits, especially on multiple accounts simultaneously. Because if you're trying to get, closer to 100,000, you're not going to just do one application. And so even with people with 750 scores, they apply, and sometimes it'll come back denied for them, and even sometimes for us initially. And that is because there's things that pop up on their credit report. Could be like a newer account. It could be an inquiry. It could be one credit card with somewhat of a high balance, or whatever it is. And it could get you shot down, and then you could be denied. And 99% of people, when they submit an application, if they get denied, they're like, "Oh man, better luck next time. Hopefully next time, maybe I'll get approved." They don't know what we know when it comes to negotiating and actually putting the account into review, the application, and speaking with someone who can actually review it and make a decision on it. A lot of times, clients don't know they can do that. People don't know they can do that. But we have these relationships set up so you can basically piggyback off our relationships, off the amount of volume that we're sending through each bank, and kind of get yourself pushed to the front of the line and make sure that when we submit the application, you're going to get approved at the maximum limit possible based on, what you have on your credit report, on your personal credit. So, if you've got some $10,000, $15,000 cards, 20,000, then that's what we're going to most likely get you approved with each bank we applied to. But when you apply on your own for business credit, it's tough to get approved, especially if you don't have any previous business credit history. But working with us, that's not an issue. Anytime that comes up, we just get on the phone, we speak with the underwriter, they review the account, and they approve the account. It's not like we're just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. When we apply for somebody, we know they're going to get approved, and we know within about a $10,000 window how much they're going to get. There's a lot of benefit to working with us. But I would say, when people do it on their own, usually they're just submitting one application and they kind of just take what they get, whatever the decision is.
I would, yeah.
Totally different than how we operate.
So, Mike, as I'm mature in my entrepreneurial business, right, I'm thinking about leveraging so much, not just money, leveraging ideas, people that I hang out with, leveraging their contacts. And basically, we're talking about leveraging relationships here, Mike. Are you telling me that you have built these relationships with the people at the banks already?
Yeah. For the last 12 years, we've been doing this. So like this year alone, we did like 130 million so far, averaging about 11 million a month. Mm-hmm. We've developed relationships. We have a team here who will work pretty much on your behalf at your disposal, and they get paid commissions, they get bonuses based on getting you approved at the maximum amount. So if they get an increase, they get paid per $1,000 that they increase. And I'm not going to lie, there's a decent amount of time spent on the phone, sitting on hold, trying to get the decision makers on the phone, even though we have their correct numbers. When you do this on your own, you can get bounced around from customer service department to other departments and kind of just spin your wheels and not get through. But when we imagine, it's not like, it's like a science. It's not, we're not just crossing our fingers. We deal with about 200 clients, new clients every month. We're on the Inc. 5000 list 4 years in a row, like I mentioned before. So we do a lot of volume and we're really consistent. We have a 4.9 star rating. So that's why people come to us. A lot of people say, oh, why would I pay you guys to do this if I could do it on my own? Mm-hmm. And the fact is you can't do it on your own. You could try, but you're not going to get the same results that we get. Period.
Very interesting. Let's go ahead and tell them, Rounduppers, for all my Roundup family that are just busting at the seams and ready to get rolling like a lot of my other family members were. The link is in the video description, Mike. What are you going to give my people? What a discount are you going to give them? You got to give us something, my homie.
Yeah, we got a $500 discount lined up. So that's pretty big right there. So if you go to that link, you could either purchase right then and there, and you'll get our 12-month membership. It includes 3 rounds of funding. In the first 2 weeks, most people get between 50 to 100,000, but we have tons of clients that have also gotten 120, 150,000. And what's cool is you can bring in your husband, your wife, your business partner, family member, and we will allow you to add them onto your account with Fund and Grow. So you'll basically get a buy one, get one. We'll apply for you and your partner that that you bring in with you. So you get the 3 rounds of funding. You can bring your partner in, get double the amount of funding. Wow. We'll set up an entity for you. It's done for you service. So this is not like a video tutorial home study course. Like you sign up with us, we get some info from you in the first 2 days of getting started. We will get back to you and we'll say, okay, here's what you pre-qualify for, 60 to 80, 100 to 110, whatever it is. And then we'll say, we're ready to apply tomorrow. We're going to apply. And so we're like very quick. As soon as you get started, you get a response within 2 days, letting you know what you qualify for. And if you don't qualify, let's say you need to make some pay downs, maybe you're maxed out, we'll give you a solid plan and say, look, here's what we need to do. You have 1 card that's maxed out, but you have 2 other cards that have a small low balance. We want you to balance transfer and move that debt on that 1 maxed out card to the other 2 cards. And we'll even facilitate that. We'll do it for you in some cases. So you get a nice funding plan of action in the first 2 days. You'll know what to expect. And then from there, if you're good to go, we'll apply, and you could have the funding in your hands within the first 2 weeks. And like I said, up to 150,000 in 2 weeks. And then the 12-month membership gets you 3 rounds of funding, and that'll build you up to $250,000. And some people, I've had a husband and wife partner who got 280,000 on their first round of funding.
Wow.
But when I say 250,000 over 12 months, it's pretty conservative. I'm not exaggerating. But at the same time, we have clients that have gotten more than that, 300, 400, 500,000 between two people over that 12-month period. And then we have some people who fall between, 100 to 250,000. It all depends on how you start. If you have limited, weak, messed up personal credit in the beginning, then you'll probably be on the lower end of that. But if you have solid credit right now, 730s and up, then you're likely going to exceed that, 100, 150 mark.
Nice.
So, yeah. And we also have a 60-day refund period as well. So
Okay.
if you qualify, you get your money back, and it's no problem.
Gotcha.
But, yeah.
Mike, I hear you talking about rounds of funding. What do you mean by that?
So each round of funding consists of usually 4 to 5 business credit accounts. It's not so we'll get you multiple accounts set up simultaneously with different banks, and we do that process 3 times, 3 rounds over the 12 months.
3.
Okay. If we want to get you something substantial, we're not going to just apply it to one bank, because with one bank, we have gotten 100,000 with one bank, 75,000, 50,000 with one bank, but the common theme is we need multiple accounts per round so that we can make sure we're going to get you something substantial so that you can, cover your flip and cover whatever it is that needs to be done.
So I'm thinking about me going online, applying for credit. Generally speaking, I'm going to go to one bank. I mean, I'm going to apply to that one bank.
Yep.
That's not kind of how you guys work.
No. Yeah. We're able to get like 4 to 5 set up simultaneously and approved, which is difficult, because if you go and you apply on your own and you don't do it at the same exact time, sometimes that could hinder, like one application. One Bank of America could tell you, hey, I saw you just applied for other cards, what's going on. So it's important that we handle that process, and we do it at the exact same time. We submit those applications, and then we follow up, and we speak with the person at each bank that we're talking to every day. And we say, look, this one was only approved for 5,000. This guy's got 10,000 on his personal cards, and this is a business credit line. So clearly we need at least the same amount, if not more. So what we were hoping for was 30,000. And then we'll submit that increase, and we get them approved 9 times out of 10. We bring it up on our webinar, but we show people the CRM, and we show people the initial approval column, nothing but zeros. And then we do our first appeal or our first negotiation. We do it about 7 times, and each time you can see through all the follow-ups and putting the application in review, that's where the funding comes in. Like 80% of the total funding is coming in after the initial approval, if that makes sense.
So as opposed to, okay, I'm thinking about me doing it on my own. I get the denial letter, I'm done. I don't know what to do to follow up with that stuff.
Right. It's a pain in the ass. And then you kind of call in, and you're on the phone, you're waiting, and they're like, oh yeah, you're denied because you have no business credit history. And you're like, well, I know that. That's why I'm applying for business credit. And they're like, well, we can't approve you because you don't have any previous business credit history. So like when you hear that as a regular consumer, you're like, how am I going to get any business credit if I'm being denied because I don't have any business credit?
Gotcha.
Like, how does this really work? But when we take someone to the bank and we say, look, this client has great personal credit, they're going to take care of the business credit lines that you approve them for, just like all of the hundreds of thousands of other clients that we've sent to your bank. So you're, like I said before, you're piggybacking off of our relationships.
Leveraging.
Yeah. And even though you do have good credit and you can possibly get a small approval on your own, I've seen so many people who have a 750 score and they apply on their own, or we apply for them, and it comes back as a denial. For whatever reason, the algorithm or the systematic, thing pops up some code that it might say time since most recent account is too soon, or too many new accounts, or too many accounts with balances. All these codes pop up, and it pops up right underneath your 750 score. So it's like, does this client really need to be denied? But when you see that happen, you're like, damn. And then you call in and you're on hold and they give you a bunch of, jargon that you're like, well, I don't really know what to do with that.
Yeah.
But with us, we're like, okay, yeah, no, this client's qualifying. Let's get this approved, put it through, and we want 50,000 for this with this bank.
Gotcha.
And we get that type of approval all the time. So, working with us, it's not, you don't have to cross your fingers working with us. Like you're going to know what you qualify for within the first 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then we move you right to applications. And then we follow up. We do all the legwork. There's no hidden surprise on the back end. We do all of the work. And that's something that really separates us from a lot of these companies. A lot of these other companies out there that don't even have any reviews online. They hide their reviews. They don't do that. They tell their client to call into the bank. Now the client's calling in and they're trying to get the approval. And a lot of these other companies, they'll submit 10, 15 applications at one time. That's not, having your credit in their best interest. Like they're not worried about it. They're just trying to get you approved and spend the least amount of time on it, get you past that 50,000. And a lot of these other companies out there, not to bash people, but just to clear the airs for people that are considering this, they'll say business credit. Other companies will say business credit, but they'll go and they'll apply for personal credit for every single client. Every time I bring this up on webinars or with other affiliates and potential clients, I hear feedback that, yeah, actually I work with XYZ credit company and they got me all personal credit, but they told me it was business credit. Meanwhile, I already had personal credit. Mm-hmm. So like the only time we would ever do that and apply for personal is if someone doesn't have any personal and they need it, because you do need that in order to qualify for business credit lines. So
gotcha.
With us, it's like we take a real holistic approach. We care. I care about our clients. I care about my reputation. And that's how we've trained everyone in the office to actually care and be sincere, work from a place of integrity and communicate, follow up, and just really have the client's best interest in mind. So that's why we submit 4 to 5 applications and we do it 3 times over the 12 months.
I see.
Because we want to extend the amount of time that you can get zero interest. We don't want to just apply for 10 up front and then send you on your way. And now you've got all this personal credit that you're going to max out and ruin your personal credit. Mm-hmm. That's not how we operate. And you'll see that working with us. And, that's why we've already had like dozens of clients of yours that have come through the program. And we're already up, to $500,000. And
wow, that's what I'm bringing.
People can just see when they're working with us that like we're the real deal. We care. It's like a professional company. You know what I mean? It's not like you call in and you never get called back. When you call in, people answer the phone here. It's a pretty cool thing.
So, Mike, we have Roundup Family. We're Roundupers. You showing up. You always show up for your boy. The link is right below. You don't even, I put it here, but if you go into the video description, you can just click right on it, put your email information in, and they will get in touch with you. Mike, before I got a million questions, get your questions in the chat box over there. If you're watching this later, just make sure you unroll the chat so you can see what questions are coming in. Mike,
yep.
What does this cost to set up, Mike? How much is my Roundup family going to actually have to spend to get down with you?
So for the 12-month membership, it's normally $4,000, but we got a $500 discount. They can split it up into 3 payments if they want. It'd be like 3 payments to $1,332. And so you put that first payment down and you can have the credit established and in your possession within that first 2 to 3 week period. So you could basically pay off what you owe us. You could pay off what you owe us out of the credit we set up. So
$3,500. So
yeah, $3,500. You give 12 months of service.
Okay, 12 months.
Yeah, done for you. 12 months of service. We do it all. We set up an entity for you. We help you with inquiry removal. We get you the funding established, and we help you extend the amount of time you have zero interest. Mm-hmm. So it's not just that first round of funding. You're going to get 3 rounds, and that's going to basically give you closer to 18 to 24 months at zero interest. And a question that's probably popping up in a lot of people's heads is, what happens after the zero interest? Mm-hmm. Interest goes to about 12 to 16% on average. Standard. Not terrible, not great, but they're revolving accounts. You got them in your pocket whenever you need them. And I advise, once you get them set up, keep them open. And then what's cool is you can work with us for a second, third year. A lot of people do that. They'll come back. We'll get them more zero interest business credit. Sometimes we'll merge accounts with the old one and the new one. Sometimes we'll close the old ones and reapply, and then we'll continue going to new banks. And I'm not saying we can do this for 30 years, but we have clients that come, they sign up 2, 3, 4 years in a row, or they take a year off, they come back, whatever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's how it works. 12 months, $3,500, special price, and
you get $500 off my Roundup'ers. Mike, I forgot to ask you this. Who is this not for? Say if I'm broke and I need to go pay my bills, or I need to go buy a car with these credit lines. Tell me who this is not for, bro.
This is not for that person, and it's not for anyone who's like really tight on funds.
Cash flow, perhaps?
I mean, if it's one thing to be tight, but another thing if you're like considering buying this or paying your mortgage, you know what I mean? Like if it's really at that point, you might want to wait. But at the same time, if you got a decent credit score, you're doing deals, or you're right on the cusp of doing your first deal, you've got decent credit, you have a credit card or 2 or 3 credit cards with available balance on them, and you're not maxed out, put down a payment, $1,300. We'll get you the credit line set up. 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, you can, go do what you want to do with that, 50,000 or however much it is that you end up getting. I know personally, when I was first starting with my real estate side business, wholesaling, sending out direct mail, all that good stuff, I was spending a lot less, and I was coming out of my pocket, personal credit. And then I started using business credit, and I just felt like I had that extra level of confidence to spend more money and do more, be a little more aggressive. I knew that it wasn't going to show up on my personal report. So anything I was spending wasn't counting against me. Plus I'm getting rewards points. So I'm getting free cash back every quarter, free travel. And so it just kind of gave me that extra level of confidence to be more aggressive with it. And
with your offers.
What's that?
With your offers.
Yeah. With my offers, with sending out mail, with putting houses under contract, knowing that I didn't have to fully fund the deal myself. I could use the credit lines to fund it. And a lot of wholesalers don't have the money to actually close on the deal. But when you get access to business credit lines now, you do have the money to actually close on the deal, because you can send the wire transfer, like I was saying earlier, from the credit line to the closing company. And now they put the money in escrow, and now you're a cash buyer.
Nice. I'm thinking from just for people out there that they can use it just to get the materials. I know for big jobs, I like to use that stuff to pay for the materials, Mike.
Yeah, exactly. And I had a client just sent in a testimonial the other day, put down like a $45,000 down payment on a bigger deal that he was doing using Plastic.
Yeah.
Plastic is the name of the third party that is our partner who will charge your credit card.
Go ahead. Tell us about that, Mike. How do we get the money off of the cards? Because I know for me, I would use them for big construction jobs. I always try to negotiate with my builders. Listen, let me pay for some of this on the card, because you get the points, and then I know where the money's going.
Yeah. You can use Plastic. They'll charge you 2.5%, and then you can send a wire transfer to your builder.
How you spell that, Mike?
With a Q, PLASTIQ. And there's another one called Melio. And basically what those companies are is like kind of like a bill pay service in a sense, but they're more unique in that they can send a wire transfer to all these different places. You can even send a wire transfer to your home equity line of credit.
Wow.
Overpay your home equity line of credit from the business credit line, and now you can pull that cash right out of the HELOC.
Nice.
That's another way to get the cash out. But there's multiple ways to do it. A lot of people, I've just interviewed a few people that did it. They just send the wire right to the title company, because I have an affiliate partner who sells turnkey rentals, and 1,500 clients from that one person. Anyway, we've had tons of clients that come through our program, get access to funding, and then they close on a deal. And all these deals that I'm talking about are usually under 100,000. And so we get them set up with funding. Their closing date's 30 days from now. And then boom, they get the funding in their hands. They send the wire transfer to the title company, and now they're getting themselves into the turnkey rental.
Nice. Mike, you talked about setting up an entity. So for my newbies that don't have an entity set up, or just, kind of getting started in the business, if they don't have an EIN, you got to have an EIN, mailing address. Tell me about that type of person, Mike. How can you help them?
Yeah. So same thing with me. That's how I was too. It really doesn't matter. It's more about your credit. So whether you've got a 20-year business or you're a startup, the real qualifier is your credit. So if you have a 20-year business, but you got bad credit, you're out of luck.
Yes.
So if you're a startup and you don't have a business yet, but you have the credit, then you're good to go. We'll get you signed up, or we'll get you set up with an entity. We'll do all that for you. And we have an attorney firm who we have a relationship with who will actually set the entities up for our clients completely free, which is cool. You just pay your filing fee. So that's how that usually works with an LLC. And what's cool with these credit lines is it doesn't matter what type of entity you use when you apply for the credit.
What do you mean by that, Mike?
Well, the fact of the matter is they're going to look at your personal credit regardless. So you're not getting any benefit by applying for business credit with a corporation or an LLC. You're not getting any benefit doing that versus using a sole proprietorship and just getting your tax ID, going to the IRS website. It's super easy. And what's cool about using a sole proprietorship is you can choose the amount of years that you've been in that industry. So your industry experience. So that allows you to show on that tax ID on the sole proprietorship however long you've been in the industry. So for like me, I was in real estate for multiple years, but I didn't set up an entity until recently. So now I'm kind of like shortchanging myself when I go and apply for credit. But by setting up the sole proprietorship, because you set up for banking purposes only, you're able to match the years of industry experience you have when you set it up that way. So that's a cool thing. And in applying with a sole proprietorship versus an LLC, honestly, it's easier because with an LLC, there's like more involved. They're going to ask for more documentation, like your articles of incorporation and just all these different things they request. So if you have a brand new LLC versus a new sole proprietorship, you're better off just applying for the business credit with a sole proprietorship, but still you're going to want the LLC because you're going to have way more limit of liability, and that's a better entity when we're talking cash flow and your day-to-day operations, properties, LLC. But when it comes to getting credit, because there's a personal credit check and it's technically personally guaranteed, doesn't matter. As long as you have the tax ID, that's what makes the credit report to the business credit profile, because you're using the tax ID and not report to your social.
Let's stay there, Mike. Explain that a little bit, because I'm a little confused on that one. You got to have personal credit, but it doesn't report on your personal credit.
Yeah, exactly. So when I go and if I apply right now, they're going to pull my personal credit and they're going to say, okay, you got 800 credit scores. We'll give you $100,000 in business credit. Okay. But it won't show up on the personal report.
So they pull my personal credit.
Oh yeah.
It's not, you're telling me it doesn't, when you say it won't show up, what do you mean by that, Mike?
So when you go and you look at your Credit Karma or whatever your credit website that you guys go and look at your credit with, and you see you've got your Bank of America personal credit, you got your Macy's personal credit, whatever. When you get business credit and you apply the right way, the business credit lines that we set up will not show up on your personal credit report. So when you go and apply for a mortgage and the lender pulls your personal credit report, they're not going to see business credit lines at all. They're just going to see the personal cards that you've got, which now that you've got business credit, your personal cards are going to have no balance, right? Because now we're using business credit. So we're keeping the debt off of our personal credit report, keeping our personal scores nice and high. A lot of investors, I was personally doing it. I was spending a lot of my personal. What's that do? It brings my personal scores down. So when I get business credit lines, the business credit reports to the tax ID and it doesn't show up on my personal report. So that's a benefit. And it, allows me to sit on a flip for 6 months without tanking my personal credit. And I can still get an auto loan or whatever I need on my personal.
I see.
That makes sense.
I see. You got it. Now you mentioned Rounduppers. I'm going to get to your Q&A in about 5 minutes. I got my own questions for Mike too. So put your questions in over here. I promise we'll get them all. We'll knock them all out. Mike, if my credit is in the trash, you mentioned something about being able to have a co-applicant or something like that.
Yep.
How does that work?
Yeah. So you can use, anyone. It could be your parent, it could be your neighbor, it could be your business partner who you're doing flips with, spouse. And so here's the deal. You bring them in with you. We'll repair your personal credit. We'll get your personal credit to where it's qualifying. And because we also have a credit repair company who handles all of that for all of our clients. We got a good 20 to 30% of our clients that need credit repair before they qualify. So while we're working on your credit repair, we could be applying for your wife or your father or whoever, getting you the funding, and then you become an authorized user on those accounts. And, a couple months goes by. Now your personal credit's in good shape. Now we can go and apply for you. And this happens often. We have a lot of clients that come through our webinar and they sign up with us through a salesperson, and they've got 500, 600 credit scores, but they know that we're kind of like the one-stop shop. We know what we're doing when it comes to business credit, but we also have a sister company who does credit repair, separate company, and they're super aggressive. They do a 4-channel dispute process, and they'll even go as far as calling into the bureaus to get things removed.
Crazy.
And so, a lot of people sign up with us to get the full credit experience, to get everything improved. And one thing we haven't even talked about is corporate credit.
Okay.
Through Dun & Bradstreet. And so that's separate from all this business credit, the zero interest cash credit. Corporate credit is the vendor trade lines through like Home Depot. And with that type of credit, there's no personal credit check. Gotcha. It's all through the corporation. So what that does is it builds your Paydex score, and that's the rating system for Dun & Bradstreet credit. Build your Paydex score up to 80. And while we're repairing your credit, we're doing that as well. So what that does is it gives you a much better chance when we do finally go to the major banks and we apply for the zero interest cash credit. They're going to see your good personal credit that we've improved, and they're going to see that Paydex score of 80. They're going to see a good corporate credit profile, because they can see all that when we go and we apply for the zero interest business credit. So that's what I would say for somebody who's in a bad credit situation. You'll get the repair that you need. We'll help you build your corporate credit profile and get that Paydex score up to 80. That way, when we apply for business credit at zero interest, where you can literally buy houses with, you'll get approved at the highest amount possible. So and then also you'll bring your partner, and we'll get your partner funding too.
With the partner thing too, yeah. Thanks for clearing that up. So you're doing both the Dun & Bradstreet stuff and the personal credit, Mike?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The corporate credit side it's a slower build. And
slower meaning what, 3-4 months as opposed to 1-2 month?
Yeah, no, it's like, it's a slower build because you have to first get approved with the first group of applications that we would have you submit. With the corporate credit side, it's more of a do-it-yourself side of it. It's more involved. Like, you have to make payments, you have to make small purchases.
I see.
Because you're doing this with vendors, right? They're like vendor trade lines, so that you have to establish positive payment history. And as you slowly do that in the background, you're getting your Paydex score up to 80.
Gotcha.
And you're basically just improving your overall credit rating. Cool. So we can't do that. We can't make the payment.
Can't make them do that.
Purchases and all that stuff. We do the hard stuff. We do the business credit. All that is totally done for you, because that's the hard stuff. That's the stuff that we need to have the relationship that we have in order to get you approved. But on the corporate credit side, there's no personal credit check, and we tell you exactly where you need to apply. And then you apply, you get approved. It's like clockwork. And then you make payment, or you make purchases, small things like supplies. You make your payment on time. And then after you do that for a few months, you get your Paydex score up to 80. So that's something that we have like step-by-step, like a step-by-step builder for you to follow.
Nice.
On the corporate credit side.
Mike with Funding Grow, already got my Roundup team. Good Lord, over $500,000 in business lines of credit. Roundup Family. It's really, truly unreal. The guy has a special link below in the video description. You can follow that link to get a $500 discount. Your boy negotiated for you. It's usually $4,000. Go ahead, Mike.
I just saw one of these comments. I just realized I could see them.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring them all. We can go over all of them. Go ahead. What you got?
I just saw this one. They said, I'm currently using Fund and Grow, and has been a great experience so far. Yeah, there you go. That's cool.
I was gonna get her in a minute, but we can.
No, I just noticed it. It's got me excited. She says, I love Sabrina. She's been great during my funding process. That's cool. I love that.
I guess she said something about a Spark One. I don't know, Capital One Spark. One of the cards. We'll get to that.
Okay. Here's the deal. Capital One has a business credit card, but they're the only bank, for whatever reason. They've always been like that. They're the only bank that reports the Capital One, or that reports their business credit card to your personal report. But it's still a really good card. So we don't always apply for it, but we do apply for that one pretty often. And then the cool thing is, it's still going to help your overall personal credit, because now you have more credit available, which means your debt to credit ratio is usually going to be lower. If you only had a small amount of credit, it's easy to drive that up and max out. So it's a win-win either way. That's the only card that reports to personal for all the business cards.
Very cool. Mike, that's all I got for you, my friend. I mean, you've explained everything 100% to me. As a matter of fact, you don't even have to explain it to me. I'm looking at Mike and I keep in touch, and man is showing you what he's doing. I can see the numbers. It's truly amazing. So get your questions in, answered from the COO, Fund and Grow. Mike Banks, Daniel, thank you so much for your love offering, my friend. Thank you, my friend, Brother Jay.
Thank you so much for having me, man. I love hanging out with you on these videos. It's fun.
Yeah. Landon and Chapman. I'll get your questions in, my Rounduppers. Nikel, he's in Albuquerque. Where are you located, Mike?
We are in Florida, just north of Tampa, in a town called Spring Hill. I live in Tampa, but we're just outside in a suburban town. That's where we also just bought our new building as well.
Does it matter? I mean, do you fund only in Florida?
Oh, no. Nationwide, every state.
Okay, nationwide. Nice. Okay. Aaron, hey, Aaron, if you guys don't mind, when you put your questions in, put your state in so I know where my peeps coming from. So just to understand, you have a membership of $50 a month for 12 months. Also, what is is that true, Mike?
No, they're referring to, I would imagine they're referring to our newsletter program.
Okay.
The $50 a month is for our newsletter program, and that's not the funding program. That's just literally the newsletter. But for all of our clients who get started, they get the $500 discount. They also get the first month free on the newsletter.
Gotcha.
And if they decide to keep it, we'll book them a 7-day condo stay wherever they want, totally free. We pay for the 7-day condo stay.
Wow.
If they commit to the 12-month newsletter.
Gotcha. Okay.
Cool bonus.
So Aaron, it's $4,000 to join. If you join with the Real Estate Roundup link, which in the video description, Mike's giving us a $500 discount. What's the minimum credit score for your program? Aaron wants to know, Mike.
Well, to get funding right away, usually a 680 and up, ideally a 730 and up. But there's really no minimum. Like, we have a lot of people who sign up because they need credit repair and they need our help with everything. So then they'll buy the membership, they'll get the $500 discount, and then we'll give them a discount on credit repair as well. But like I said, for funding, for people that are, wanting the funding right away, that's really what we want too. We want to work with people who are nearly qualifying or qualifying. So 730 score and up. And then within 2 to 3 weeks, you'll have the funding in your hands.
Gotcha. Eric, hey, Eric, how can he use this to fund subject to deals? Are you familiar with subject to, Mike?
Yeah, a little bit. Not really though. Like, I don't know how to do them, or I don't know much about them, but I get the idea of it. So I guess it just depends on the type of deal. Like, if you're actually purchasing it,
you're buying it. Yeah, you're buying it. You could use the money you can use the money the same way, right, Mike?
Yeah. Subject to deals, some of those deals you're not buying, aren't you?
Well, subject to you have two. The lease option where you don't buy it, you get the lease and you sell it. But sub two, you're actually buying it. You're going to close it.
Subject to
the existing mortgage. You're buying the house subject to the existing mortgage. So a lot of those times we just have to pay closing costs, really.
And you take over the mortgage, or
there you go. Yeah, take over the mortgage payments. Okay. So could he use those? I'm presuming that he would just get that finance right to the title company also.
Yeah, it's really simple. Like, you just literally, just like when you wire money to the title company, like I bought houses before or double closed and I had to fund, and I just sent a wire from my account. So it's the same thing. I've sent wires from my credit line too, using plastic. It's literally the exact same process.
Same thing, Eric.
As a cash buyer. Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing. Duke City. Sarah. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Jojo wants to know, Mike, are student loans grounds for dismissal on this application process?
No, they're usually not a problem. As long as your credit's still in good shape, they don't usually stop us
cool.
from getting you approved.
Hey, Lady T, what's up? Always pouring into us. I am. That's what we do. Should I set the trust before I get funding grow? I don't think. Well, Mike is dealing with the funding part of it.
Well, we have an attorney firm who will set up the free LLC for you, and then he'll also upsell you on estate planning and trusts and things like that. So if you need help with that, we have somebody who helps with that. Unless Kris has you covered,
we do trust on all our stuff. So I mean, Lady T, it's in my mind, it's no question. I want my trust set up before I'm going in. So
for every house that
every house, Mike,
is in its own trust or it's in the one trust.
His own trust, bro.
Oh, yeah?
Every house. Yep. Never buy houses. Matter of fact, I'll be doing a land trust masterclass this Thursday. Make sure you get registered tonight. I'll come on with the 50% off discount if you want to stop buying houses in your name, Roundupers. Nick.
So don't buy them in the LLC name either?
Well, the thing about it is the LLC is the beneficiary of the trust. So the trust is on title and then your LLC. So it's just a pass through to the LLC.
Right. Nice.
But you got to have it set up right, bro. Nick, my boy, along with business credit, will they help you raise your personal credit card limits that already exist? That's a good question, Mike.
Yes. Yeah, we've done that many times, and we can do that for you as well. Sometimes we'll say, hey, look, you got all these cards. You got 5 cards from the last 10 years, and the limits are only $5,000. We can get you more on that. So yeah, we'll look at everything. We'll review everything in the first 2 days. We'll get back to you, and we'll have a nice clear plan of action of what we think needs to happen with your credit and what banks that we want to apply to and all that stuff.
Gotcha. Day, she wants to know how much it is and how much are the payments, Mike. She might have missed that. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, so it's $34.97 today. There's a $500 discount, but you've got to go and get it today. And then the payment options are $1,874, $1,874, 2 payments. First payment today, second payment 30 days later. And then the other option is $1,332 times 3.
What is it, Mike? 13 what?
1332
times what?
3.
So you got 2 payments for them, 2 payment plans. 3, you pay it all up front. Either way, you get your $500 discount with my link, correct?
Yeah, correct. But if you do the math, the payment plan takes it out over $3,500, but that's how it always works with all of our payment plans.
Yeah,
so if you wanted the $4,000, if you were getting it at $4,000 right now without the discount, then your payment plan would take you to $4,200 or $4,500.
I see. All right. Roundup, that's how life is. If you get it financed, you're going to pay for the money.
But here's what's cool. You could put down $1,300 today, and then we'll get you the funding in 2 weeks. And then you can pay the balance that you owe. As long as you pay before your next payment comes out, you don't have to pay the financing charge. So what I'm saying is it's $3,500 if you pay in full. And if you put down $1,300 today, you could just pay $3,500 as long as you pay before that next payment comes out. Does that make sense?
Yep. Gotcha.
I confused myself a little.
Aaron. Oh, sorry about that. Aaron. Hey, Aaron, if business credit has nothing to do with your personal credit score, why is the personal credit score even a factor with your company, Mike? I knew that was coming.
I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. I had a guy on a webinar recently. He's like, why do you keep talking about personal credit? I'm like, because I'm not a liar, and I'm letting you know, like, this is how you qualify. This is how it works. So in general, most loans are going to require a personal credit check. Hard money, everything, pretty much. Except for some non-recourse loans, like when you start getting into the commercial loans for like commercial buildings, apartment buildings,
big stuff,
that kind of stuff. Yeah. And then, like we actually are buying our office building without a personal guarantee, but that's different than what we're talking about. What we're talking about is short-term business credit lines, cash access. You can get them within 2 weeks, and there's a personal credit check required. So that is the reality of how this works. There's other companies out there who are going to tell you, oh yeah, we can get you $250,000 with no personal credit check. And what they're talking about is not cash credits, not zero interest. What they're talking about is the corporate credit stuff I was telling you guys about, the vendor credit, the store credit, where there is no personal credit check. But you can't get access to the business credit with the major bank with zero interest, with cash access. You can't get access to that without a personal credit check. The only thing you can do is get the vendor credit, which isn't that I mean, it's cool, but it's really, the whole idea of the vendor credit is really about just having a corporate credit profile with some good payment history, so that you can show that when you apply for zero interest business credit, or down the road when you're trying to get let's say a commercial loan with a non-recourse loan. So personal credit checks, it's required, and it's pretty much required with any loan that's worth having.
We do, yeah.
Just how it works.
But Mike, it's help for my rounduppers that may not know what a vendor credit is, Mike. Just give them 30 seconds so they know what that means.
Yeah, like Home Depot, vendor credit. You can get a trade line with vendor credit, like a net 30. Places like Home Depot, Staples,
Office Depot.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's more about growing that paydex score, getting yourself established on the corporate credit side of things. But there aren't really many cash credit cards that you can get without you. I mean, if you Google it, you won't find any. There's really none that you can get without a personal credit check. So
yeah, they changed that many years ago. I remember.
The vendor credit stuff's cool, but that's pretty much the end of it. Like,
you got to go there
from there, other than having the corporate credit profile, having that rating, having that good credibility and good standing, so that down the road, if you decide to buy commercial buildings, then you can do it just through the business using like the revenue and
the trade line.
There's no personal guarantor.
Sabach, hey, hope I'm saying that right. I'm not sure if I am. What's the down payment? Did this credit and monthly payments? I think he just went over that one.
Well, the different payments are 1% of the balance that you're carrying. So if you have a $10,000 balance, you're paying $100 minimum monthly payment.
So this is after the 0%, Mike?
No. So even during the zero interest, you still have to make a monthly payment.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Just like with your credit card, right? You make whatever your payment is. There's a minimum. The minimum is 1%. I pay my credit cards off usually anytime I look, and I pay them off for the month. But that's how the repayment works. And then you have, like I said, an average of 12 months. Some are 15 months at zero interest. So you're going to want to obviously pay those down, get them paid down as much as possible before the zero interest expires, so you don't have to pay too much in interest.
So that's a principal payment you're making every month
during that zero interest period. Yep.
Yes. Exactly. Gotcha. Okay. I didn't know that.
And it's not retroactive. A lot of people start to wonder, is it retroactive? Like, once the zero interest expires, do I have to pay 12% interest, on all that money for all the time or whatever? And it's like, no, it's only based on the balance you have. It's not a retroactive interest
at that time. Starts up.
Yeah.
Christopher, hey. Oh, he's talking to somebody else. Is Credit Suite one of your competitors? I'm not sure. I guess my competitor.
Funny you bring them up, because they're the ones who really pitch and sell the whole corporate credit thing. No personal credit check. So I was actually referring to them in my earlier statement. But yeah, so just be careful when you're shopping around. Sometimes companies have a smaller upfront fee, but then there's a 9% fee on the back end if you want access to the zero interest credit.
Gotcha.
That's how that works.
Wow. AO, he asked earlier, just if you want to remind him real quick, what credit score you need to have. Mike, I know you mentioned it.
We get people approved with 680s, but
gotcha.
Ideally 730 and up, and you're golden.
M. Sway, if they are already, I guess they're already in your program, can they get the discount? I'm not sure how that works, Mike. That would be up to Mike.
No, we don't usually do that.
Yeah.
Wait. What was their name?
M. Sway. I don't know. They can get your email address and with you, Mike.
Go back and do that type of thing. I mean, we had a Black Friday special deal, and I had clients that signed up a couple weeks earlier, and they were like, "Oh, can I get the discount?" I'm like, "Yeah, we can't really do that."
All right, that's up. Bo, I just looked up your real estate company. Can you be reached via your online info?
Who?
Oh, they're talking amongst themselves. I'm sorry, Mike. Paul J, how are taxes done with the entity set up by Fund and Grow, Mike?
Just the same
pass through, right?
Do your taxes with your accountant. You could pay off the fund, or the fund and grow service fee is a tax, you can write it off as a business expense. But as far as you doing your taxes, that's the same as that per usual. Has nothing,
Gotcha.
Nothing changes just because you got business credit.
Gotcha.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Don't down me over there. Ciaran. Hey, Ciaran. Kris, do you get a commission on referrals to Fund and Grow? Absolutely. We get a small fee out of that. Selena, what if I want this for a personal home? Mike, what do you recommend with that? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you're thinking about, doing some kind of renovation or something like that to your home, you could do that, I'm sure, and then add value to your house, and then you sell it down the road.
But you're going to want them to sell it, though, right, Mike? I don't want to count other people's financing, but this is for more short-term profit centers, correct?
Yeah, this is for stuff that you're going to create a return on. I mean, if you need if for whatever reason you need to use your business credit card for a small thing in your house to rehab, like renovate something, but you're not going to want to use this for a personal home. Now, this is for creating return on investment.
Return on investment. I'm glad you said that, Mike. What I'm thinking is, Selena, if she's only way my mind's eye sees this, Mike, is if she's fixing her house up to sell it. What do you think?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, if you want to do, let's say you want to update your kitchen and you want to use your business credit card to cover the $5,000-$10,000, whatever it is.
Windows.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're going to get that money, as long as you can pay that money down and you're not going to sit on it forever, then you could do it. You could pretty much do whatever you want with these credit cards. But we're not advising people to go buy a bunch of TVs at Walmart or to go to Vegas. We want you to use it, max them out if you need to, but hopefully that money's coming back soon so you can pay them off and repeat it.
Roundup family, I'm telling you, the power. My secret of my success is having access to the money. You don't necessarily have to have it all the time, just access to it.
Yep.
Don't forget, I'm still hanging out with people. If you're just joining us, hanging out with Mike Banks, COO of Fund and Grow. They're normal. They have literally got my Roundup'ers over $500,000 in lines of credit over the last few weeks. It's just been truly amazing what you've done for us, Mike. Get the $500 discount with the link in the video description below. Mike has set that up all for us, and just click and go. Click and go. Sabat, you good on time, Mike? We got a few more.
I'm down to hang out.
So how do you transfer the funds let's say to a cash deal or put a down payment on a bigger deal? We went over that earlier too. You can hit that real briefly, Mike.
Yeah. Plastic. You send a wire transfer. You can do balance transfers. You can do you can overpay on a HELOC if you have one. But
nice.
I had a testimonial that came in, and we brought it up on the webinar the other day, on the Black Friday webinar. And guy said he used that process with plastic, and he put down $45,000.
Nice.
I have tons of clients doing this. I had a guy that bought a quadplex, and he paid like $180,000 for it, and he used some of the business credit to fund it. So,
hey, Williams, James, I don't know if this is Jameson Stevenson. He says this is brilliant. I thought so too. Williams, so does the line of credit show up on your Dun & Bradstreet?
Well, so the corporate credit, the vendor credit, yes. That's the like Home Depot vendor trade lines. That's the stuff that's going to show up on your Dun & Bradstreet. That's how we're going to get you the corporate credit rating of a Paydex score of 80. The Paydex is kind of like your corporate FICO. So yeah, think of it like this. Over here on this side is business credit with all the major banks, 0 interest, cash credit, business credit. And then over here is the corporate credit, Dun & Bradstreet, vendor credit, Home Depot, no personal credit check, but it's store credit, vendor credit.
Specific.
You need a personal credit check to get the good stuff.
Gotcha. Kris, hey, Kris, would this program work for someone with a 550?
So here's how it would work for you. You would get the $500 discount, and then we'd give you a nice discount on credit repair. Credit repair will go down for however long it takes. Sometimes it just takes a month or two. Sometimes it can take multiple months. And we'll do everything we can to get your credit cleaned up. And it's possible. Like you're not a lost cause with that score. You could still be helped. And we've helped people in the same exact situation. So yes, it can help you. Can you get access to $100,000 in 2 weeks? No, unless you have a partner. If you have a family member, spouse, business partner, then you bring them in, you sign up, you get your $5 discount, and you have the ability to add someone on for free. So while we're repairing your personal credit, getting your corporate credit profile, getting your corporate rating with Dun and Bradstreet, months down the road, you'll qualify. But if you don't do anything, you're going to have that 550 for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can just use our credit repair company, and you don't have to buy Fund and Grow. You can just do credit repair. If the 3,500 is out of your budget right now and you want to just focus on repair, then you can do that as well. But if you go to the link, fill it out, pre-qualify, we'll get on the phone with you, and we'll get you, the solution that you need. We'll get you on the phone with the right person, and they'll help you, because I want to see everybody with a 700 plus score. So
it seems like to me, Mike, the person with the trash credit would just partner up with someone. But I don't know. But I mean, for me, I'm like, if I would just get a business partner and do the deal.
Yeah. Bring in a family member, talk to people around you, but also you're going to, we're kind of the one-stop shop. So if you have bad credit, we can still help you.
Gotcha.
Would I rather all of my clients just have 750s? Yes, because it's more work if we have to repair the credit and all that. But
yeah,
we're here to help. So
Neff, hey, she loves Sabrina. I'm presuming that's one of the workers there. She's been fun during my funding process.
Yep, that's one of our account managers, Sabrina. So Sabrina's the one who's just basically facilitating the whole process, getting her approved, communicating with the lenders, all that good stuff.
Birdseed, hey, can I apply for this and just sit on the business line of credit without using it?
Yeah, absolutely. And just have it just, for a rainy day or whenever you find that next deal. I'd say that's the better approach. Get it going, build it up, get the funding in your hands so that you start, burning a hole in your pocket, so to speak, and you find that deal. You find something that's going to create a return on investment so that you can spend the money that you've got established. Don't wait until, this great deal comes along and then, now you got to rush around to try to get funding. So yeah, I always say it's better to have it on hand, even if you don't need to use it right now. Ready, fire, aim, my brother.
But Mike, even with that, when you talk about rounds of funding, the first round isn't going to be but so much. I mean, obviously we don't know how much it is, but you're going to get more as time goes on.
Right. Yeah. And you can get your first round of funding. I had a review come in the other day. They said they got 40,000 on their first round, and then on their second round they got 130,000. So,
gotcha.
Getting access to that initial amount is a good thing because you're building your foundation.
Gotcha.
You're just getting access to more credit, and it's just going to help you overall, because if all you have is personal credit right now and you're using that for your business here and there, you're bringing your personal scores down, you're paying them off, your scores go back up, and that's continuing to fluctuate. So you might as well just get business credit, use the business credit, and then you'll find that deal or whatever it is that you're looking to buy and invest in, and then you'll have it ready.
Ready, fire, aim. Pole J, he's working with Fund and Grow already. How does he get the Dun and Bradstreet number, Mike?
You can get that set up. We'll get you going with that. Let me look. What's their name?
Pole. I don't know. Their username is Pole J. I don't know what they're. Okay. We may have to do that after hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let me look it up and see when they signed up. Usually, when you get started, we get everything going for you. We get you set up with the corporate credit builder. It's basically like a step-by-step process. So you should just reach out to your account manager, tell them that you want to get your Dun and Bradstreet number and you want to get that set up. Yeah, and they'll reach out to you and they'll hold your hand through the whole process.
Neff said it took about 1 month. That was Bank of America. She increased 2 weeks. Okay. Yeah, it was in about 2 weeks.
I'm not sure when you signed up, but we did change our internal process. And so our turnaround time used to be 30 days. We would make people get on a consultation call. Mm-hmm. So we changed that process. So there's no more waiting period to get on a consultation call. Now, as soon as you sign up, we go and we review your credit, and then we contact you as soon as we do that within 2 days of signing up. But back in the day, we used to put everybody on a consultation scheduler, and you'd have to schedule a consultation, and that would take a week. You'd have to wait a week just to get your first call. So we got rid of that process, and we upped our turnaround time from 30 days to 2 weeks. But in some cases, it's not always going to happen right in 2 weeks. We might need you to make a pay down or whatever the case might be, and it might take a little longer. So if you got it within 30 days, that's still pretty good.
Yeah, ain't bad. What she says, 2 weeks, and then so you can just go to that. If you go to that link, that will get you started with that link below. Roundup. Lisa, can a person get approved for an apartment complex of 100 or more units if they earn $40,000 on their current job with a 750 credit score? I don't think Mike cares what you're buying with it. Do you, Mike? Not that you don't care. I mean, that you're not going to say, what are you buying with it?
Yeah, no, I mean, I want everyone to use it for something, that creates a return. So in this case, an apartment complex, yeah, I mean, you can definitely send, 50, 100,000, whatever it is that you get to the title company to cover part of the deal.
Gotcha. M. Sway. Oh, that was a question for them. Roundup. Don't forget the link in the video description with Mike Banks. Been on here for an hour and 5 minutes. If you want to get signed up with Fund and Grow, we negotiated a $500 discount for my real estate Roundup folk. And the man has already raised over $500,000 for my people. Very nice, Mike. Dream catching Bebo. My home is paid off. Great. Due to me just going to pre-foreclosure, which is paid in full. Okay, hold on. I got turned down for a loan from the underwriter due to the paperwork not being processed. Do I have to wait 2 years to get a bank loan from a bank? I'm not understanding that one, Mike. Did you get that one?
Yeah, no, I don't think you need to wait. If there's a foreclosure on your credit report right now, then we would address that and try to get that removed. But not necessarily going to need to wait 2 years. If your credit's in decent shape right now and there is no foreclosure, then we would definitely be able to just move forward. So I'm not sure if I answered that, but let us know if you have any follow-up questions.
Gotcha. What we got here? Maya, hey, I'm in Kansas City. If I use my sole proprietorship, then the personal credit isn't used. Is that correct? He's still using personal credit.
Okay, so if you use your sole proprietorship or your LLC, it's the same exact difference because there's a personal credit check required regardless. Doesn't matter what entity you use. That was the point I was trying to get at earlier. So it doesn't matter if you use your sole prop or your LLC or your corp. It's the same process regardless because they're going to do a personal credit check, which means
either way,
personal guarantee, which means it doesn't matter how much limit of liability your entity brings to the table. It's a personally guaranteed credit application regardless.
Gotcha. Ayo, do you use lines of credit as well, or are they just credit cards, Mike?
Everything we focus on is business credit, but they are coming in the form of a physical credit card. So it's a business credit card, but you have cash access. You can do balance transfers. You can send a wire transfer. You can send checks. So it's kind of like a line of credit, but technically it's a business credit card or a credit line, not necessarily a line of credit.
Okay.
With a line of credit like a HELOC or a line of credit, you can draw cash, send checks, and so on. But it's very similar.
Day wants to know whether credit cards be here in time where he or she can charge the rest of the program on them, Mike.
Yeah. If you're qualifying and we can move forward and apply for you, a lot of times we're applying the same week you sign up with us. So yes, you should have the credit in your hands to pay off the other payments. That shouldn't be an issue.
Nice. Disappoint them with the truth today. That's right. Instead of a lie. Good point, Danny. B. Moody, what if you have partners whose credit score... Oh, what if you have partners? Whose credit score do you check, or do you check all of them?
We would be checking the credit score of the person that we're applying with. So if you bring in a partner and like right now you have bad credit, but your partner has good credit, we're only going to use their credit when we apply. It's not going to be based on your credit. We're going to wait until we repair your credit, and then you would be coming in as an actual applicant.
Gotcha. Monroe, hey Kris, when your company checks personal credit, is it a soft or a hard pull, Mike?
So when we bring you to the bank, it's a hard pull. When we check up front, it's a soft pull.
Then what's the difference in the two, Mike?
Well, soft pull, there's no inquiry that comes on your report.
You said when we pull. Well, I mean, you are the people we're working with. I don't understand what you mean.
Okay. So when you first sign up with us, we need to look at your credit so that we can figure out where you stand, right?
Mhm.
We'll say within 2 days, we've looked at your credit now, and we say, okay, you qualify for 60 to 70, and here's the banks that we're going to go to. Bank
Okay.
of America, Chase, City, whatever banks, right? Those banks are going to pull a hard pull.
Mhm.
So then that is technically an inquiry. Each inquiry is usually about 2 points. And after 120 days, the inquiries pretty much mean nothing. So the cool thing is that we will show all of our clients how to remove those inquiries. And you'll be able to get about 85%. Sometimes you'll get all of them removed. Typically around 85% of the inquiries you can get removed.
That's cool.
And what's cool is we're not really worried about that because we're getting you business credit and bringing you a lot of funding and a lot of value on that end. And when you compare all that funding to these little inquiries that are only 2 points each,
Mm-hmm.
we're not worried about the inquiries at all. Plus, we can help you remove most of them. And on top of that, we're going to apply usually 6 months. So we'll apply today, and then 6 months later, we'll do your second round of funding. And by that time, those inquiries don't even hold weight anymore. So the inquiries are the least of our worries and your worries.
Gotcha. Williams wants to know, you guys don't operate like crowdfunding, Mike?
No. It's what we do is we're a done for you service, and what we do is we set up business credit accounts for people. So it's not crowdfunding.
Gotcha. Aaron wants to know, do you guys have an affiliate program? How can he get more information on that there, Mike?
Yeah, we have an affiliate program, and if you become a client first, then we'll give you access to the affiliate program. But typically, we have all of our affiliates have gone through as a client first. So go through Kris's link and book a call, or just go right to the order form and get yourself signed up, and then we can talk more about if you have some friends that you're trying to refer. Then we can get that all set up for you.
Nice, Aaron. Good question, Aaron. Mike, honoring the Most High. Do you guys charge upfront or on the back end, Mike?
Upfront. So what we're talking about is a $34.97, $3,500 basically. That is either you could pay that whole thing upfront today, or you can pay 2 payments or 3 payments. So you could put down $1,000 basically today, get the process started. We get the credit for you in 2 to 3 weeks, and then you just pay the balance of what you owe us.
Yep. The honoring the Most High. If you rewind it, he went over that in detail earlier. Oh, my friend, Mr. Transaction. What's up, my friend? John, hey, Josh. What is the most that you've seen a client with an 800 credit score get, Mike?
When the first round, we've had clients get 150,000, 160,000 just by themselves on the first round.
Gotcha.
So we've had clients with a high credit score like that get over 300,000 on their own. And then if you bring in a partner, then with really good credit, like I told you earlier, we had a spouse partnership that got $284,000 on their first round of funding.
That's
It's
crazy.
not typical. I'm not trying to over promise or exaggerate things. Those are more on the rare side of results. But when you have someone with a really strong credit score, it's not completely uncommon for us to get someone 100,000 plus per round.
I've seen you do it. Mike. Mr. Transaction, what is the minimum credit score to get the money? Oh yeah, we went over that. Mike, you went into 5 seconds.
680 we can apply in most cases. 730 and up, you're in much better shape at that point. 680 scores, you might get somewhere around 30 to 50 or so if we can apply. Sometimes we can't apply with a 680 because there's something negative going on. 730 and up, though, you're usually good to go. And then most people with that 730 and up are usually between 50 to 100,000.
Nice. If you're just joining us, Mike, I gotta make sure I say this. My thing. I'm with Mike Banks, COO of Fund and Grow. We are working to get you business lines of credit business credit to buy real estate. And Mike, from what I'm hearing him say is we want you to do a deal to get an ROI. Don't use this money to try to hold on to it because it's not going to make sense from what I'm seeing.
No.
You need to flip this money around.
Yeah, definitely.
And the link to get signed up, it's right below in the video description, Roundup Family. And if you use the Real Estate Roundup link, you'll get a $500 discount. Sway, can they use both of my corporations at the same time, Mike?
Yeah, we can do that if you'd like to.
So they would have two applications going at once, Mike?
I mean, well, we can do like one round of funding under one entity. We don't really want to do that. It's not really necessary, but sometimes people really want to do that. And then, we can do that, but it's not really, doesn't really matter.
Daniel wants to say thanks for helping and spending time with us, Mike.
Nice.
Look at Daniel, this dude. Thank you, brother. Okay. Daniel Bears. Oh. How long? Oh, honoring the Most High. How long in between the rounds of credit that you do, Mike?
Usually like 6 months.
Gotcha.
Usually wait the 6 months, and then we'll do your first today, next one 6 months later, and then at the end of the 12 months, you'll get your last one.
Allah's. Unfortunately, my credit is below 550. But I have about 3 really good deals. Oh, well, I guess Mike wouldn't be able to. Would you mind? How can you help me get the money without waiting to do credit repair? Can you do that, Mike? I don't know.
The only way we could do that is if you have a credit partner, family member, business partner, someone with good credit. Then we can do it. But everything the business credit that we do, it's all based on having good personal credit.
Gotcha. Yeah. Daniel, would I suggest using this as a way to do Airbnb to set the house up or anything else?
Yeah, definitely. I've got testimonials, tons of them from people that are setting up Airbnb businesses. And so definitely.
Get that money back. Yeah, I get that money back quickly. Is it best to, honoring the Most High, is it best to get net 30 accounts and go to tier 1, or just leverage your personal credit for business funding and bypass the net 30 and tier 1 accounts?
Well, the net 30 and tier 1, that's just like the store credit stuff. So, that's what that is. Obviously not as lucrative or useful as major bank business credit that's cash accessible.
Anything.
And you can use it anywhere. Those net 30s you can only use with the specific vendor. So we want to do both. So we want to have both going on at the same time. And that's really the best move.
Well, here's the thing, Mike. For me, I'm usually going to Home Depot, Lowe's, or some other vendor that's selling construction, or I'm buying a house. I don't really have anything outside of that scope for real estate or marketing and advertising.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's good to have both.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes people are going to Home Depot and Lowe's and they're buying the materials themselves.
We do.
Paying the contractor labor.
Yep.
In some cases, you're paying the contractor everything. So it just depends on how that works for you. But yeah, that's why both are in a part of our program. We deal with the zero interest business credit that you can spend anywhere, any way you want. And then we also deal with the vendor credit.
Nice. And live, does your program extend to Canadians looking to invest in the U.S., Mike?
No, it's all U.S. right now. We don't apply in Canada, and in order for us to be able to apply for you here, you have to have a U.S. Social Security number and U.S. credit history. So that's pretty much how that works.
Mike, thank you for joining us. Mike Banks, COO, Fund and Grow, giving my Roundup'ers a $500 discount if they want to join. I've just seen the man raise over $500,000 with my people. Just a few weeks ago, it was only 400-something thousand. Now it's over that. Final thoughts, Mike, for people that are interested in using your services.
I'd say to just take action on it. We're a very reputable and type of company that you can trust. So if you're thinking about growing your business, doing more deals, and you like the idea of business credit lines that doesn't show up on your personal report, then I'd say go book a call, see what you pre-qualify for, or just go and sign up, because we're not going to have the $500 discount available for too long. So you want to get in as soon as you can. But I'd say it really helped me in my real estate business, really gave me that extra confidence to just kind of be a little more aggressive with everything, you know, and have that feeling of that extra cushion, knowing that it's not all on my personal credit. It's not all coming out of my pocket.
Gotcha.
And the fact that it's 0 interest for 12 months doesn't
Cool.
show up in your personal report. You can send wire transfers. You can close on deals as a cash buyer. It's something that all real estate investors should have. So
Nice.
I'd say check it out. And if you want to look us up, you'll see tons of reviews, really high ratings. And we look forward to working with everybody who's decides to move forward.
Yeah, you got a team, Mike. What I like, I mean, I'm like, you got people following up. I can see different representatives. I guess account specialists. People are incentivized to get this thing done.
Yeah, we have 40 employees, you know, so
Cool.
it's not like some Mickey Mouse fly by night type of thing. Like we're legit. So a lot of companies out there, you know, they got 20 salespeople and 5 customer service people. We have like 35 customer service account managers, and we literally have 4 salespeople.
Gotcha.
We're really set up to deliver and just, you know, take care of our customers. We care about our customers, and you know, I care about my reputation. I don't want my name getting dragged through the mud. So you know, make sure we stand behind what we say and we deliver. And you know, what you're seeing on the video, what we're talking about, it lines up on the back end too. You know,
Yep, I've seen it.
For your peace of mind, that's important. You don't want to get started and have all this hype, and then you get in and you can't even get a hold of anybody. Nobody answers your emails. That's not how it works. And if that ever happens, you let me know, because we don't like that. We don't at all allow that with our employees.
Gotcha.
That's why we have such a good team here. You know, over the years, we've got a lot of people that have been with this company for over 5 years that are still in the building. And then all the newer people that we're bringing in are just coming in to a really great atmosphere. It's a really positive, really great place to work. And yeah, so we look forward to working with everybody.
Cool. Mike, thank you for your time, my friend. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you, Kris. Have a good one.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Roundup'ers, what's going on? Get the link. I put it right in the video description for you. If you need to get financing, they're giving us a discount, $500. The regular fee is $4,000, and you get $500 off. Don't forget, this Thursday coming up, I will be doing my land trust master class. I'll be getting a million emails. Thank you. I'm so honored that you let me serve. If you're still buying houses in your name or in your company name, you better stop doing that. And I'm going to show you how. It's free, no charge, but I'm going to give you a 50% off for my land trust docs. Those docs are going to show you how to pass on your land trust, how to fire your trustee, how to sign the beneficial interest over. A lot of times people want to know, well, you want to wholesale a bank REO. You need to wholesale that land trust over. Man, so much good stuff to cover with you. Why? Because I love you. It took me 3 years to figure this land trust thing out. And I get to pass it on to you before I move on to the afterlife, man. So honored to share with you. Okay, Rounduppers. It's Kris Haskins with the realestateroundup.com. I will see you soon. Matter of fact, I'll come on live tonight to just go over exactly what the land trust masterclass will be on. All right. Talk to you soon. Peace.